Thanks, Chris, for that. So our AOC director, Ms. Cynthia Clanton, will give us an update. Ms. Clanton.
So good morning, Judicial Council members. I'm happy to report the new year is off to a great start at your administrative office court. The judicial building continues to be built, and we're all amazed at the progress. It's just jumping out of the ground. Of course, you know that our new year kicked off with a new governor, Governor Brian Kemp. Congratulations to Probate Court Judge T.J. Hudson, who was asked to swear him in. Check out those boots. Also, the legislature is in full session, if you haven't noticed. During the last 2 weeks, the magistrate, municipal, and the probate court judges had successful days at the Capitol, and we enjoyed visiting with all of them. Here's some shots from the council events. And yes, if you look over in the far right corner, that is a varsity hat that Judge Rooney Bowen is holding in the shot with the governor. Varsity food is a big draw at the Capitol. Many of you have participated in our Judicial Council Video Archive project, which is new and being done in partnership with UGA's Special Archives. Check it out on our website. Some of you are being recorded today, and I really appreciate your time. It's important for the public to know the people serving in our judicial branch, and especially your service on the Judicial Council of Georgia. I enjoyed the recent videos of Judge Sarah Harris, Judge Gillis, and Judge McCord. And Judge Gillis, I've added your book recommendation to my summer reading list. What was it, Zeus something? Follow the House of Zeus. Cannot wait. Looking forward to it. In your seats, you'll find our first run of the court's directory. This is a lot of work done primarily by our communications department, and in particular Bruce Shaw. As always, please take a look at it, notify us of any changes so we can edit it before we go to full print. We welcome ideas for improvement. We've got some new staff since we last met. I want to introduce you to Darren Enns, our new attorney and policy analyst in the Office of Governmental and Trial Court Liaison. Darren filled this role after the departure of James Davis, who has left our employment with us, but not our hearts. Darren is a former magistrate court judge from Virginia and has extensive policy analyst experience in Los Angeles County and Washington, D.C. He also served in the U.S. Marine Corps. He's hit the ground running to provide great expertise to the groups we serve, and I know you will enjoy working with Darren in the future. Thank you, Darren. Our IT staff has been all over the state training. Here's a picture taken by Jorge Basto of Christy Pope with our office, demonstrating the e-court case management software in Jeff Davis County to a group of judges and clerks. I thank Chief Magistrate Chris Davenport, Ronnie Lewis, and Gary Browning for coordinating this demo and graciously hosting the AOC staff. Over the next month, our IT staff will continue to assist Floyd County with their system and start installations of eCourt in Hall, Superior, State, the Magistrate, and the DA's office, Evans Magistrate, and the Municipal Court of Milton. Under tab 8 in your materials, take a look. There's some additional copies of the Georgia Guide to Statistical Reporting from the JWAC Committee, as well as the final civil e-filing rules and standards approved by the Supreme Court. Both of these reports were discussed and voted on at the last Judicial Council meeting, but I wanted to make sure you had a clean final copy for your reference. We're lucky to have Justice Michael Boggs because he's been appointed as chair of the advisory board for the Council of State Governments Justice Center. We wish him much success in his new national leadership role off the bench. Also want to bring your attention that Judge Yvette Miller, presiding judge of the Court of Appeals, recently established an endowed scholarship for students at Mercer Law School to promote diversity and inclusion in the legal profession. And as a former Mercer Law alum myself, it makes me very grateful for her gift. The State of the Judiciary message delivered by Chief Justice Melton, his first, will be February 19th, and the Judicial Council AOC and the State Bar of Georgia will be hosting a reception immediately afterward. You're all invited. You should have received the invitation by email, but please talk to Tracy Mason, wave Tracy, after the meeting for more details if you haven't. This is our 4th year to do this reception with the State Bar, and we're really grateful for the partnership. Thank you. State Court Judge Jane Barwick visited our AOC staff meeting last month and was delightful and so funny as she gave us advice for improving communication. Really good and very helpful. We're looking forward to a visit from Vice Chief Judge McFadden at our staff meeting next week. I recently learned that Georgia has criminal accountability courts in 45 of 49 judicial circuits, more than any other state, with the Atlanta Circuit hosting the latest ribbon cutting. Kudos to Judge Amaro and Elaine Johnson of our office for their work in this area. I'm happy to report that the AOC also received a $50,000 grant from the Zeiss Foundation and the Community Foundation of Greater Atlanta to help deprived children. Thanks to Justice Namias for his assistance with our efforts for this grant. Also, Fulton County Superior Court received a grant to provide judges with training on mental health issues in the courts. The training is open to every class of court. It's going to be held on April 29th at Georgia State Law School. So please see Yolanda Lewis. Yolanda, are you still here? Yep. If you want more details, but we'd like to have every class of court represented. I think it accepts 200 judges, is that right? So this is great national level training for you. And new judges on the bench, I love this picture of new Superior Court Judge Benjamin Karp, who is a former magistrate court judge, after taking the oath of office administered by his father, retiring Superior Court Judge Michael Karp in Chatham County. Very heartwarming. I also want to offer my congratulations to longtime Tallapoosa Circuit Juvenile Court Judge Mark Murphy, who was appointed by Governor Deal in December to the Superior Court bench. Judge Murphy was a juvenile court judge for 21 years before becoming a Superior Court judge. And now, and finally, which you've all been waiting for, I have a lot of judicial branch baby photos. We've got Judge Glenda Dowling's grandson, Jackson. I'm sorry she's not here to see him. Judge Buxton's granddaughter. District Court Administrator Kathy McCumber's grandchild, and she will show you more pictures if you ask. Tony Mead, she's with the Council of Superior Court Judges. This is her little granddaughter. Doug Ashworth is a grandfather. Here's his little granddaughter, Emmy. And finally, Natasha McDonald, who's here with us today. This is her little girl, Harper. What a happy baby. That's great. The AOC exists to serve you, the members of the Judicial Council. Please continue to reach out to me about our services, as I never get tired of hearing from you, truly. I deeply admire your long days and your service to your community and to justice. Now, since it's February in African American History Month, I want to leave you with a quote by Frederick Douglass. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Thank you for your struggles to improve justice. We look forward to supporting your work. Thank you.
The Supreme Court report is in your materials. I'll just hit a couple of highlights. As you know, we've added our newest member to the court, Justice John Ellington, has joined us, and now we're sitting still for a while. We're looking forward to being stable. He's fit right here. We've been excited to have him. we hosted a legislative breakfast about a week or two ago, and we had the rookie new legislators come, had good representation, showed them around our courtroom, and had a brief discussion about what we do as a court. As Cynthia mentioned, now we're delivering the State of the Judiciary address on Tuesday. Around the corner. I'm nervous. I would like to see friendly faces, and I consider you to be my friend, so please be there if you make it. And two things. As a reminder, your code of judicial conduct filing, Rule 3.1 filing, is due on the 15th of April, so keep that in mind. And the Supreme Court recently added a feature to our website to accommodate Rule 39.3.1, which is the Owens Rule filing, where we track orders on motions for new trial and how long cases have been sitting. So that's easily administered on our website. That's a new feature that's been added. Chief Judge McFadden, you have a report from the Court of Appeals?
I do. Thank you, Chief Justice. Well, the Court of Appeals took its annual class picture recently, changing the one on our homepage, and it featured 6 judges who had not been on the preceding year's class picture. That's a 40% turnover in 1 year, and it caps a period of very high turnover in the court. I am pleased to report, similarly to the Chief Justice, that at least through the end of 2020, there are no changes that we can anticipate on our court. And that is the first time since I've been on the court that we can say anything like that. The other court news is also personal news. Our court has, since 1978, had a tradition that we rotate the position of Chief Justice and Chief Judge every 2 years by seniority, and it is my turn, and I have been elected. My investiture is June 25th, Tuesday, June 25th at 10:30 in the morning, and you're all invited. We will also swear in my colleague Judge Carla McMillan as Vice Chief Judge, or what we now call Vice Chief Judge for Administration. We created a new position to which Judge Sarah Doyle has been elected, Vice Chief Judge for Finance, which is a position we anticipate re-electing the incumbent to, with the idea that we'll have a more consistent long-term vision of our budget request and financial picture. That is our report.
Thank you. Judge Kelly, do you have anything for Superior Court judges?
I just want to point out that we elected in our annual meeting at Athens, Judge Ron Amaro as elected position of President-elect, and Judge Wade Padgett of the Augusta Judicial Circuit is Secretary-Treasurer, and of that I'll stand on our written report.
Thank you, Judge. Judge Bills, do you have anything for the State Court?
No, sir. We'll just stand on our written report. Thank you.
Judge Scales? Or Judge Spivey?
Chief, I'll stand on our report, thank you.
Judge Harris or Hudson?
Judge Hudson seems to take the limelight away. We will stand on our written report, but with one exception. I do want to point out that within the next, I hope, 2 months, we are going to be releasing a set of videotapes related to self-represented parties in the probate courts, hoping that this will alleviate our clerks and deputy clerks from practicing law by advising self-represented parties as to what they need to file in probate court. Judge Patty Lane has taken the lead in this, and they have written scripts, and we're getting ready to start filming, so we look forward to those being released.
Judge Holmes?
Thank you. We'll stand on our written report.
And for the municipal court, Judge Council? We'll stand on our report. Excellent, Judge Court. Darrell Sutton for the State Bar.
Thank you, Chief. We are now past the midway point of our bar year and are currently in CLE season, approaching what we call our own version of March Madness, when every lawyer in the state attempts between March 1 and March 31 to get all their CLE credits in before that March 31 deadline. It also happens to be the season of the year where nobody can find a parking space at the bar center because of all the CLEs. Christine and our lobbying team have been down at the Capitol since January 14th, lobbying on several different bills. Among them is HB 70, which is a cleanup to the guardianship code, a family law bill that would allow a party to file a counterclaim and a complaint to modify custody. And like the Judicial Council, the bar has also supported the adoption of the Uniform Mediation Act. Our Business Court Committee was also asked for feedback on the Business Court enabling legislation, and that committee is being led by Joel Wooten, who met yesterday with Representative Chuck F. Strachan and provided some constructive feedback on the bill. We're also continuing to receive feedback from attorneys as we all get used to mandatory e-filing in the state superior courts about the implementation of e-filing. We recently received some helpful feedback from the judges on our bench and bar committee. From the bench side, what we've heard is that some attorneys are not providing a title on their filings, and so judges are searching through dozens of unnamed filings to find what they need for a particular proceeding. So we plan to communicate that to our members so that they make your jobs a little easier. And we're also obviously continue to take feedback both from the bench and the bar so we can work out any additional wrinkles to the mandatory e-filing system. We've also discussed working with the Judiciary Council Technology Committee on a survey to bar members about their e-filing experience so far, so that we can make it easier for everybody involved. Back in the fall, and I have reported on this to you last time I was here, Ken Hodges appointed a bar committee to look at the issue of malpractice insurance in Georgia. In particular, there's two facets to this. Number one, whether it should be required of bar members, and number two, whether it's required or not, whether there should be some component of mandatory disclosure either to the bar or to the public about whether a lawyer maintains malpractice insurance. The committee that President Hodges appointed to look into this issue has been looking at different approaches to the issue and plans to present a recommendation to our Board of Governors at our spring meeting, which is March 30th at Lake Oconee. And finally, at our mid-year meeting in January in Macon, we received nominations for officers, and we do have a contested election for secretary between Sally Akins of Savannah and Frank Strickland of Atlanta. That's all we have. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Darrell. And I do thank the bar for hosting the reception Tuesday following the State of the Judiciary. And also, you should know that whenever I talk to legislators, I do offer up the bar as a resource for expertise in certain subject matters. And so, thank you for your engagement on the business court side.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, Council of Accountability Courts, Judge McClellan.
Yes, good morning. Refer you to the written report, also a report that we now have 160 accountability courts across the state. We're anticipating another 6 courts to be implemented by July 1st. This year, I think in the materials it says July 1st of 2018, but that should be this year, 2019. And again, I want to commend the work of Taylor Jones as our executive director and her staff for all the hard work that they've done, especially coordinating with other state agencies to move things forward in the accountability courts.
Thank you, Judge. Georgia Commission on Dispute Resolution, Ms. Tracy Johnson.
We do have a written report. I do want to point out this past Wednesday we elected a new chair, Judge Jean Barwick, Fulton County Superior Court, and we did honor our outgoing chair, Judge Moslander from Athens, Fulton County State Court Judge. He has served as our chair for 6 years, and the commission has benefited greatly under his leadership. So although he's not here, I do want to give him a shout out for all of his work, his dedication to the commission, and to our Georgia.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Mike Holloman with the Council of Superior Court Clerks had to leave. I believe he has left. He told me to say that e-filing has been implemented across the state and the sky has not fallen. We have e-filing in every circuit, every state and Superior Court except for one. That is Floyd County. And we're working on that. And hopefully by the end of next month, that will be remedied. Ms. Carlise Greer, do you have a report from the Chief Justice Commission on Professionalism?
Sure, very briefly. First, I want to thank our new chair, Chief Justice Melton, and Justice Warren, who is a new advisor to the commission for all of their help and guidance. We have coming up on March 9th the 20th annual Justice Robert Benham Award for community service. 3 members of the judiciary will be honored from Judicial District 4. And posthumously, we will be honoring Judge Willie Lovett, from Fulton County Juvenile Court, and, the immediate past chair of the council, E. Harris Harms. So, we invite all of you to come and look forward to seeing you.
It's a great event. Thank you, Ms. Greer. Do we have Jeff West for the Georgia Council of Court Administrators? Jeff West.
I am Jeff West. I'm privileged to be the president of the Georgia Council of Administrators. And I just want to tell you a little bit about us real fast. We are made up of all levels of court across the state, and it's court administrators and managers from every level of court. What we offer our members is training, mentorship, and networking abilities. And I want to point out that in this room alone, I counted 6 past presidents of our organization. So the men and women who are in leadership in our organization also take leadership roles across the different state agencies that they represent. As also along those lines, TJ Wynn is vice president of the National Association of Court Managers, as well as Will Simmons is the president-elect. So even at a national level, these men and women are standing up. Our next conference is going to be at Lake Lanier in May. Our topic of the conference is Access to Justice. And then we'll be again in Savannah in September in our conference topic of leadership in here. I just want to tell you all, thank you for your support.
Thank you, Mr. West. And I didn't see Doug. Oh, he's here. Congratulations on your can't remember, granddaughter. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chief.
You got to say for us.
Our written report consists of our updated 2019 calendar year program.
Thank you, Doug. And that concludes all items on our agenda. As always, we'll ask that you take materials out of your binder and take those and leave your binders behind so we can reuse those going forward. If you look at your calendar for updated meetings, our next meeting will be Friday, April 26th. Isn't that Confederate Memorial Day? Usually it's around there. Lunch is ready. Thank y'all.